Most writers think keeping a reader guessing is about hiding information. Well, it isn't. The thrillers that genuinely haunt people, Gone Girl, Shutter Island, The Sixth Sense, they don't hide information. They give you everything, every clue, every warning sign, every red flag. And you still don't see it coming. That is not an accident, that is architecture. In this video, I'm going to show you the 4 psychological mechanisms the best thriller writers use to trap a reader's mind. Not by withholding the truth, but by making them misread it. I call them the 4 mind traps. Master this, and your reader won't just be guessing. They'll be convinced they already know, right up until the moment you pull the floor out from under them. Let's start. Here is the uncomfortable truth about most psychological thrillers that fail. They are predictable, not because the writer telegraphed the twist too early, but because they build the wrong kind of uncertainty. There are 2 kinds of uncertainty in fiction. The first is informational uncertainty. The reader doesn't know what happened because the reader hasn't told them yet. This is the cheap kind. It relies on withholding. Readers feel it. They feel manipulated, not gripped. The second kind is the perceptual uncertainty. The reader has all the information, but the perception has been compromised. They are reading through a cracked lens, following a ghost trail, sealed inside a pressure chamber, unable to feel the walls close in. The second kind produces genuine dread, and it requires 4 specific tools. The first mind trap is what I call the fractured mirror. This is the unreliable narrator, but not in the way most writing advice frames it. Most writers think an unreliable narrator means a narrator who lies. That is the surface reading. The deeper mechanism is this. A fractured mirror narrator doesn't lie to the reader. They lie to themselves, and this is very important you understand. And the reader, inhabiting the perspective, inherits the self-deception without realizing it. Nick June in Gone Girl doesn't tell you he's hiding things. He doesn't even know he is. His omissions are not calculated. They are psychological. He edits his own memory because his truth is too uncomfortable to carry. That's what makes Amy's revelation so annihilating. You were not tricked by a clever author. You were deceived by a man's own psychology, and you live inside it long enough to trust it. The writing lesson. Your narrator's blind spots must be consistent with their own psychology. The cracks in the mirror must follow the fault times of the characters. If they are narcissistic, they over-explain their kindness. If they are a coward, they reframe the retreat as a strategy. The reader is not looking for a liar. They are looking for a person. Give them that person, and the fractures come for free. The second mind trap is the ghost trail. These are your red herrings, but the craft is more precise than the term suggests. A ghost trail isn't a false clue. It is a true clue pointing in the wrong direction. That distinction matters enormously. False clues feel cheap when the reader discovers them. They feel planted, artificial, but true clue, one that is genuinely accurate but leads the reader to the wrong conclusion. Those feel inevitable. The reader doesn't feel cheated, they feel stupid. And feeling stupid is the precursor to obsession. In Shutter Island, for example, almost everything Teddy Daniels perceives is real. The island exists. The patients exist. The conspiracy he suspects exists in some form. The ghost trial isn't built from lies. It is built from context the reader doesn't yet have and can't acquire until the reveal grants it. When you plan your ghost trial, ask this question. If I reveal the truth at the end, does this clue still hold? If the answer is yes, you have built a ghost trial. If the answer is no, you have built a lie. And lies don't survive rereads. The third mind trap is the pressure chamber. Psychological tension is not atmosphere. I want to be precise about this because most writing advice conflates the two. Atmosphere is external, dark corridors, foreboding weather, ominous silence. Tension is internal. It lives inside the reader, not inside the setting. The pressure chamber works by sealing exist. Every time your protagonist discovers something that should resolve their anxiety, it closes another door instead. Every answer produces two new questions. Every moment of apparent safety reveals it was never safe at all. The character's psychology becomes the trap. They can't live because they need to know. And the reader can't live because they have borrowed the need. The structural rule. Your protagonist must want something that requires them to stay in the most psychologically dangerous situation possible. The wanting must be stronger than the fear. The moment your character could logically walk away and doesn't, that is your pressure chamber ceiling shut. The fourth mind trap is the one most writers get wrong, the shattered reveal. A twist is not a surprise. A surprise is an event the reader didn't predict. A twist is an event that recontextualizes everything that comes before it. This is the architecture of the Sixth Sense. When Malcolm Crowe is revealed to the dead, the film doesn't just surprise you. It shatters your entire memory of the preceding 90 minutes and reassembles it to a different film. You didn't watch one story, you watched two of them. You simply didn't know it. The test of a proper shattered reveal. After the twist, a reader must be able to reread your novel and find it more satisfying, no less. The clues must always have been there. The truth must have been visible the entire time, just misread. This is also why ambiguous ending works so powerfully when it's earned. Inception's final frame, the spinning top, doesn't frustrate audiences because the entire film has trained them to question what is real. The question is the point. The reader doesn't need the answer. They need the right question to carry with them. A shutter reveal doesn't close a story, it opens it. 4 mind traps: the fracture mind, the ghost trial, the pressure chamber, the shattered reveal. This doesn't work isolation. They work because they operate simultaneously, each one reinforcing the others. The fractured mirror distorts perception. The ghost trial misdirects it. The pressure chamber seals it. The shattered reveal breaks it apart and hands the reader something new. Get all four working in concert, and you don't write a psychological thriller. You build one. If this changed the way you think about the craft, please like, comment, and subscribe. There is more architecture where this came from. So there you go, my friends. Until next time, as I said, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Until then, take great care.